What is the meaning of a mikvah that is built bur al gabei bur?
Regarding mikvahs, there's an answer which is brought down in the Sefer Divrei Chaim of the first Tzanzer Rebbe, Chaim Halberstam of Tzanz. This tshuva is quoted many times by the Rebbe regarding mikvahs. The tshuva is that based on the fact that a mikvah is such an essential thing in Jewish life, we try that the mikvah should be according to every single opinion. Therefore, even though there are some opinions regarding mikvahs this way or that way, we try to make the mikvah fit to all shittas by all opinions. What are we referring to? When it comes to mikvah, there's a pasuk in Sefer Vayikra. Ach ma'ayon uboir mikveh mayim yeh toher. These 7 words, in them, these 7 words, we learn all the halachas of mikveh. Just in short, there's 2 types of mikvahs. One mikveh is called mayon, ach mayon. A mayon is a spring source mikveh, a mikveh that's based on a spring. And this type of mikveh, even though the water are moving, even though the minority is a mayon, a spring, nevertheless, this mikveh is good regardless to the size, regardless to the amount, as long as an individual could tov on the mikveh. A mayon, a spring water mikveh, is a kosher mikveh. This used to be the type of mikvahs that most people used to use. The reason was because every single town, every single village, every single city always had a spring or a live source of water next to the town. In order for the town to be able to exist, it had to have a mayon. The only problem they had with the mayon was the fact that the water was cold, and for that, there's a very interesting takana of the Alter Rebbe, a takana that's brought down in length in the end of Chelik Vav in Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch, called the whole Reshima of Asiyas Mikvahs, how to make a spring water into a warm mikveh. One of the greatest polos Alter Rebbe established was a warm mikveh. This was called the Alter Rebbe's mikveh. This was the spring water mikveh. However, there was a revolution. The revolution that's called the Industrial Revolution. Many things changed during this era, during this time of the revolution. And one of them was the fact that people made big cities, and not necessarily every city had a live source of water. They started having pumps, they started having pipes, and water started being carried from one place to another. And when the big cities started being established, they had a problem with mikvahs. The basic mikvah that was established at that time is called the Chanin Fund mikvah. The Chanin Fund mikvah is based on a logic that you could have a boir, you could have a pool with rainwater, and being that rainwater, that pure water could purify kalim, and a mikveh could purify people, a mikveh could also purify water. As long as you connect it to any other water, as long as you have 40 se'o in one pool, you can make that water, you can make it pure. And the Chassam Sofer made a mikveh which one boir, one pool has rainwater, the other water could be she'uvim, could be water that were carried, and the minute that you connect between them, that's called a boir zriyo, and that could be an everlasting source of water. However, that goes into certain halachic problems. That's a problem that's brought down by the Ravid called notal seo v'nosan seo, and many poskim weren't in favor with that shitta, the shitta of the Chassam Sofer. There's another later shitta called the shitta of hashaka, but once again there's a problem that the original water, the original pure water, weren't still there in the mikveh. And as we said, being that we are choishesh to the Divrei Chaim, that we try to go by every single shitta, this was not accepted among all poskim. However, the Rebbe Rashab had to leave Lubavitch. The Rebbe Rashab left Lubavitch in year 1916, Cheshvan Tov Reish Ayin Vav, 1915, Tov Reish Ayin Vav. The Rebbe Rashab had to leave, and the Rebbe Rashab moved into Rostov. When the Rebbe Rashab moved to Rostov, the Rebbe Rashab needed to build a mikveh that was based on rainwater, not on spring water like they had in Lubavitch for over 100 years. And the Rebbe Rashab called the rabbi called Rabbi Yaakov Lando. Rabbi Yaakov Landa at that time was the Rav of the Chatzar. He was 22 years old, and together they invented a mikvah. That this mikvah could be, in one hand, a rainwater mikvah, but on the other hand, it will consistently be connected. The rainwater will be connected to the shuvim, to the city water. And the way that they did it was that the rainwater mikvah, the oitzer, the source of the water was on the bottom. That's called boir al gabei boir. The minute you build a boir al gabei boir, you solve all the problems. In one hand, you always have the rainwater on the bottom. In the other hand, any water that comes in is directly connected consistently to the source on the bottom. And that makes that when somebody tovels on the upper pool, the pool on top, he's constantly connected to the oitzer, to the source of the water. And that causes all the problems that you have with the zriya mikvah of not having the original water, the hashaka mikvah of having the source, having the treasure of the water with all kinds of problems of it not connecting. Being that you have a boir al gabei boir, you solve all problems. And this is the best shitta of mikvahs, also building, also upkeeping, also keeping it warm. That is the best shitta of boir al gabei boir.